We're in San Pedro, and today we're gonna go check out some oysters. Let's go see how these are made, and also we're gonna take a bite. Let's go. Do you think you have what it takes to run an oyster farm? Well, we're gonna find out. Ian is gonna walk us through how they spawn and develop their oysters here, and then to mature them in Morro Bay so you can enjoy them at your table.
Back here is the hatchery, right?
Yeah.
So we do all the hatching here and the harvesting in Morro Bay. Back here we call our nursery system. It's where the oysters transition from like a free swimming larvae to something that starts to crawl around and settle. So I actually have 1 million oysters that I put in these tanks yesterday. Check it out. So this is what we call our settlement system. So take a look into my flashlight over here. They're still swimming around a little bit. I don't know if you can get that, I'll get shot. There you go. But these right here are making that transition. They're going to be swimming down to the bottom. Every oyster attaches to one piece of crushed up oyster shell. And that's how we get that single oyster that we can serve on the hatch shell. We pump our water just from the harbor here. We filter it down. We also grow all the food. So come check this out. This is what we call our bloom room. So it's kind of cool. We grow our microalgae in here.
Oh, wow.
So we grow a couple different species depending on the size of the animal and the age. So we started this culture yesterday and this culture last week. So as the week progresses, it gets darker and darker and darker. We get about anywhere from 5 to 8 million cells per milliliter of water. And we harvest that every day. We feed it to our oysters. So back here is our oyster seed. So these oysters right here are about 2 months old. They got 1 more month. I'm gonna flash that on there. They got about 1 more month of grow out in here before they make that transition out to the farm. So when I pull it out, raw little baby oysters, almost ready to be planted. Yeah, I'll show you 2 more things, man. So in the back, so I have I got a couple million oysters back here. So when they're that free swimming stage, check this out. This tank right here, this is where they incubate for the first 3 weeks of their life. So we have about 4 million oysters in this tank, and they're just about ready to make that to undergo that settlement process. We call this place the oyster spawn here. They get fed twice a day. The water's changed every other day. We keep the water nice and warm as well. So we incubate them for 3 weeks. They go from 85 micrometers in size to about 360 micrometers in size, and they grow an ice spot and a little foot to start crawling around. We take them down here and we transfer them to that system I showed you at first, and then the process goes, man. Just feeding oysters, doing the whole thing.
And this goes to, was it Morro Bay?
Yeah, Morro Bay.
Got
so
it.
the farm is Grassy Bar Oyster Company up in Morro Bay.
Got it.
And what we've been doing is we've been bringing by, we call it broodstock. So check this out. This is what we call our broodstock oysters. So I have some really nice sized oysters that we use to breed the next generation. But check out this one. I got a really big one over here.
Oh my goodness.
This oyster is about 5 years old, or 6 years old now. And we use this to breed out resilience in our oyster crop. So because this oyster has survived generations where we've had die-offs on the farm, there's something about the genetics here that it's like well adapted to our water well. So we take these and we breed them with other oysters that have a really cool, really beautiful shape and color. So we got these like purple colors and bands to our oysters. My goal is to get a purple oyster, a purple shell oyster. So that's what these ones are going to be used for. You can see there's that red pattern, stripe pattern. That's actually heritable. So we can actually get that into the next generation. Wow. So we keep our broodstock here. It's kind of our breeding stock. So throughout the summer, we're going to be breeding oysters every week, hatching millions of babies. The whole process from hatch all the way to harvest takes
Wow.
about 9 months for our petite size,
Yep.
a year to our small size, and about a year and a half to 2 years to our medium-sized oysters. Yeah, we use super clean water, so we pump the water, we filter it all down, and we heat it up. So that water's heating up. By this afternoon, it'll be about 25 degrees Celsius, and we start using that water for all the larvae, all the baby oysters that we grow.
Wow.
It's a process.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Most of the wild-caught oysters are coming out of the Gulf of Mexico,
Yep.
or Gulf of America.
Right.
But they dredge for them. So when you get a wild-caught oyster, you'll notice that our oysters kind of have a particular shape to them, right? They have a deep cup, especially for our tumble cultures right here. And on the screen in the back, the system that we use is the tumble culture. So it'll show up soon, but there's these cages with these buoys on them.
Yeah.
So as the tide goes in and out, it lifts and lowers the cages, and it rolls and rocks the oysters around.
Yeah.
And that's how you get these really consistent size shapes.
Oh, I see.
So that's like that nice deep cupped oyster right there.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful shell patterns too, you know? Really, really nice.
It's amazing.
But it takes about 9 months to get to our petite size,
Mm-hmm.
about a year to get to our small size, and about a year and a half to 2 to our mediums. So a farm-raised oyster, here in California, we actually have a state-certified body of water. So it's certified super duper clean. Before we harvest our oysters, we actually take a water sample and also a meat sample and send it to third-party labs. So the FDA and the California Health Department make sure that our oysters are super safe to eat before we're even allowed to pull them out of the water. So when you get an oyster from us, you can know that it's passed all the checks.
Yeah.
And the important thing here is our shellfish tag. It tells you where the oysters are harvested, when it was harvested. So you can see, pulled out of the water on Thursday, put straight on ice. They maintain that really nice flavor. Our oysters have a nice briny forward, and this time of year, there's really buttery, sweet flavor at the very end. The brininess comes from Morro rock. It's that volcanic plug. So it's really unique sediment, minerality to our oyster. And then the grassy bar oyster company comes from, that name comes from all the eelgrass bed that coexists in our oyster farm. So that cucumber sweet finish comes from all the eelgrass that the oysters kind of grow and coexist on. So really clean water, super duper productive bay. And we get a low tide twice a day. So that's what the oyster system looks like. So those are our tumble cages. You can see all the eelgrass that's up on the cages and whatnot. So at a low tide, they drop down. High tide, they lift up and they shake around. It's a nice striped oyster right there.
Oh, that's cool. Wow, it's incredible.
It's a liver of it's really nice. You come in from the back over here. It's a pop, slide. You get in there. Open it up. We're going to slide the knife back. And there's always going to be a muscle on the top right-hand corner of the oyster. And there we go.
Beauty.
And the last thing you do, you're going to spin it around, give a nice scrape to get any sediment, any shell debris. And then we're going to just pop that scallop on the bottom. There you go.
Oh, thank you.
And that, smack it back.
Oh, yeah. Let's try this. There. Cheers.
Take that from me.
Well, thank you.
Absolutely. How's that?
That was really good. I see the briny flavor you're talking about,
Yeah,
and I don't know if I'm in my head now, but
No,
the
for sure.
eelgrass a little bit.
No, what's really cool about oysters, especially farm-raised oysters, is they take on the flavor of whatever bay or waterway that they're grown.
Yeah.
So our oyster really can't be replicated anywhere else in the world because we take it right out of the water and put it straight on ice. So it maintains that unique flavor profile. They call it merroir. It's like the wine turd, but an aquatic wine turd, right? And a lot of people who love oysters, and they equate it to wine tasting. You can have varieties from all across the country, all around the world.
Yeah.
And each oyster is going to have its own story, its own flavor profile. Pairs well with wine, obviously, is a nice white wine,
Yeah, yeah.
some beer. A lot of people really love like a chocolatey stout with their oysters.
Really? Okay.
Especially like in the summertime.
I can see that. Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
because it's like a mellow.
I feel like this is like the
mellow
ginger, like that, like punches through. The,
Yeah, yeah,
It
totally.
like clears the palate a little bit.
So we do pop-ups around town, and we'll serve our oyster with a mignonette, and it's a red wine vinegar, shallot, and white pepper. And his recipe, that's a crowd favorite, is a mango serrano. So a little bit of sweet, a little bit of spicy, but that serrano pepper has a nice spice to it, a little kick to it. It's real good, man.
Wow, that's awesome. That's the man, mango serrano. Just kidding. His name is John.
Camera shy.
So I had to buy some of the petite and small oysters. Now I'm back home trying to shuck them for the first time myself. I bought this shucking tool, but I think the way Ian showed me is I found to be the best. So not using that wood block, putting it in your hand and just carefully using that knife to pry open that oyster. And if I had to do it again, I wouldn't buy one with that kind of shield on the rear. It gives you a little less control, but look at that beauty. All right, we're here. It's dinner time, and for dinner, we have a yuzu ramen with pork belly and a somewhat soft-boiled egg. But here we have our Holdfast oysters with a mignonette, a classic one, and a mango serrano. So we're gonna try this out on these are the petite, and I believe these are the small. Check that out. I actually really like the petite size, and look at that kind of dish shape of that oyster. And they're all kind of like that. Pretty cool. All right, so let's do one with the classic mignonette. This is the sauce mignonette that they graciously shared with, graciously shared with us. It's been a long day. So I'm gonna put a little bit on top. Looks like onions inside. Check that out. Bottoms up. That's really good. The mignonette is very vinegary and the kind of briny. It's a subtle but really nice brine from this type of oyster. If you've had oysters in the past from like the East Coast, it's very different. It tastes like the waters from this area. They're started here and then they kind of grow and mature in Morro Bay. But honestly, they taste really, really nice. Let's try now. Very good. All right. Now this is the mignonette, mango serrano mignonette right here. I'm gonna try it on the slightly larger oyster. I want to get some mango and serrano in there. A little bit more of that mignonette sauce. All right, bottoms up. All right, that's my favorite. The larger one doesn't have as much of a briny flavor, but fantastic oysters. I think the mango serrano mignonette is my favorite, but I'm gonna enjoy these. And as a bonus, nothing seafood related with this one. This is yuzu ramen, what we made for dinner. And then we have some pork belly in here as well, and an egg. So I'm gonna pull some out here, and there are some bean sprouts. Nice yuzu flavor. We got this kit from Japan. I'm gonna keep eating this. I'm gonna finish out this. Thank you for watching. These oysters are really, really good. But check out that market. Saturday morning, right next to J&D where I get my fish. Holdfast Oysters. Really, really good. If you think you've had oysters in the past, or you know you've had oysters in the past, try these. Definitely different when it comes to these compared to ones you might get on the East Coast. So thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.